something to help you get the unit installed and put fittings in the right place. I'm going to give you a couple little dimensions first. The unit is 14 inches wide and it is 15 inches deep. The total depth with the electronic box is about 18.5 inches. The depth is 14 inches. Okay, so what this filter does is there's a laser produced screen that we can adjust the size of these slots for the amount of debris that we want to stop. The purpose of this machine is this disc goes down into this box, and if you look over here, you'll see it fits within a sleeve, and there's a float switch here also. So basically what happens is there's two options to putting the water from your aquarium into this box, either on the side here or on the back side here. Okay, it's going to take a 2 1/4 inch hole saw to drill a hole here or here. They will not come with the holes, and this allows you to put the filtration plumbing where it's best for you. Now that's the water coming in. So this pipe should be about 1.5 inches off the bottom of this to reduce splashing. And then the water going back into your aquarium, there's this whole front side you can put a fitting, either on this side or on this side. I like to put it opposite so it's going across the filter. But again, you'll need a 2 1/4 inch hole on the bottom. Screw this fitting in, and then you can route this somewhere in your sump, or just let this unit sit on your sump and let it just gravity fall into your sump. So the purpose of this filter is, as water from your aquarium is coming in here on this side of the screen, it has to pass through this disc. Eventually what will happen is this disc will get clogged with debris, and the water flow, this is designed for 50 gallons a minute, will start to back up because the water can't get through the disc. The water level will rise. It will hit this float switch, bring up the float switch. It'll engage this very strong motor. It's a 24 volt AC motor. And that turns this disc at 1 RPM. And it turns at 1 complete RPM. And what happens at the same time is there's a water valve in here that you're going to connect to your house water pressure. We need about 60 psi, and there's a spray nozzle in here that directs the spray within this cone of drain. So all the debris that get captured on this side of the screen are just going to get back flushed off the screen and out this drain in the back, which you can run to wherever you have to. Now we also capture the spray, overspray that might be bouncing off the screen here in this clear part here. You can see this is a little disc that's riding along the screen, and that has a drain on the bottom, and also you want to run that to a drain as well. This has a little adjustment here, so you always want to keep a decent amount of pressure, not a lot of pressure, but just some pressure of this against the screen. Not enough to make it wear out, but just resting it against the screen. You can easily do this with loosening these screws and just moving. There's slots here so you can move this back and forth. I like to just keep it barely resting on that screen, and then I would tighten these screws. Now if you ever had to take this screen out, let's say to do, you want to really clean it with a pressure sprayer or a garden hose, you just take this screw out here, this screw out here, you pull up these capture bars, you have to take the motor off, and then you can lift this whole shaft straight up, and that will give you access to this screen. And you must put it back in the same direction as before. So that's pretty much it Again, the 60 psi water pressure is going to come in on the bottom here. It's going to be a 1/4 inch tubing, and the electronics are sealed within silicone here. It's not a good idea to get water anywhere around electricity. You can rinse this unit, but I wouldn't force water because it's not 100% sealed. Now, if you wanted to spin this screen manually, this is just like the CADS cloth filter. You would have to loosen this first, the center nut here, almost all the way off. You take the palm of your hand and you pop it like that, and you can see now I can rotate this screen. You see it turns very freely. Now, to engage it, what you want to do is you want to tighten this screw a little bit until you feel some pressure, and you want to rotate this and you'll feel it stop. And then you tighten the screw a little more, tighten a little bit more, and then boom, it's in gear. Now it can't turn. So when I lift up the float switch, the motor will turn, the screen rotates, at the same time it's opening the water pressure, it's spraying the screen clean, that screen will turn 1 revolution and it'll stop. So you have an automatic self-cleaning filter. And then when you're all done, you can just, this cover has a shipping plastic over it, but basically you just push it on with these little rivets. And that keeps any kind of spray or even spray noise from coming out of the box. These fittings here are 1/2 inch PVC pipe, and the inside of the drain is also 1/2 inch PVC pipe. We're going to give you 2 of these so you can mount this 90-degree fitting either on this side or on the back side. Okay, stay tuned.